Hello, everyone. Hello, Mary and Paula. The topic is English, so ask me your questions. Today is a day to ask any questions you have about English. Especially if you want to come on stage. Many people ask me, when can I come talk to you? When can I come talk to you? You can't talk to me anytime. You can't. I'm busy. But you can talk to me today. Okay? Hello, Belen. 39. Yeah, it's going to be about like that today here, I think, too. Let's see. It's not too bad right now. Oh, I guess it's not going to be that bad today because it's going to rain. But yesterday it was 34. But 39 is much worse than 34. I think the highest we've had so far is 35. And that's high enough for me. You would like to talk to me on stage, but your speaking skills are not well. Well, Mary, do you have a question or a problem that you need help with? Let's start with that. Hello, Diego. At home with air conditioning, yeah. Me too. Me too. You know, I was thinking about going swimming. To be honest with you, I have not gone swimming in a long, long, long time. And I used to love to swim when I was a kid. But it just got to be too inconvenient to mess with. I don't know. But just the other day I was thinking about going swimming because it's so hot. I know, right? And you feel so good when the water's all around you. I know. I should. Let's see. How can you remember vocabulary to influence in English? Mary, you should study vocabulary by some kind of a topic. The problem that you have is that you're studying vocabulary randomly. So because you have no order to the way you study, then you can't remember the words. But if you put some order in the way you study, for example, maybe you want to talk about, you want to talk to someone about a person. You're talking about a person. So now you need words that are good to describe people, right? That's a certain category of vocabulary. Descriptive words for people, right? They could be beautiful, handsome, ugly. They could be well dressed. They could be slovenly, right? These are words that you can use. These are words that describe people. Now you're studying words based on a concept or topic so that your brain will be able to remember those words when you need to. When you're talking about describing a person, now you have words to describe a person. Okay? So you need to put more order in your studying, your vocabulary study. I look a bit like Liam Neeson. All right. You're welcome, Mary. A dictionary is actually a terrible book because it is only giving you words in alphabetical order. But life is not about alphabetical order. Life is about describing things, talking about things. But you can't talk about things well if all of the words in your head come in alphabetical order. Right? So you need to find a better way to study vocabulary. Don't use a dictionary. Go online and search for sports vocabulary words, business vocabulary words, computers vocabulary words. Find a topic, then study the vocabulary that goes with that topic. And use your mind to imagine those things. Right? You have to visualize. To visualize means to make a picture in your mind. Connect the word with the picture in your mind. Okay? What am I eating? I'm not eating anything. I'm drinking iced coffee. Muhammad, you wanted me to say something about... Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. When I was saying that it's not normal to be afraid of words. Some of you say, I'm afraid to speak in public. But that's weird. Okay? Because if you tell me that you're afraid of a bear, that's normal. If you tell me you're afraid of sharks, that's normal. If you tell me that you're afraid of lions or spiders or snakes, maybe, that's actually pretty normal. But if you tell me that you are afraid of words, that's weird. Nothing's going to happen to you except maybe a little bit of embarrassment. And guess what? You think embarrassment is a bad thing. You think it's a bad thing because it feels bad. But embarrassment is the ticket to greatness. Nobody who is great ever became great without being embarrassed along the way. You have to be willing to make mistakes to be great. You have to be willing to make mistakes to be great. Okay? Thank you, Lucy. Give some advice about how to teach writing skills. Well, Jazzy, what kind of writing skills? There are many kinds of writing skills. What are they trying to write? Short stories? Are they trying to write, an introduction? Are they trying to write an article or a historical or scientific article? What are they trying to write? I need to know what kind of writing skills. positive I live in the state of Ohio. It's in the middle of the United States, and the word Ohio comes from a Native American word that means great, beautiful river, because we have a big river called the Ohio River. Short passages about different topics. Let me think about that for a moment. Okay, I have a game I want you to play with your students. Okay? I want you to make a big wheel, like a wheel that you can spin, right? So you're going to get a couple of pieces of big paper and cut a circle and cut a smaller circle and make a wheel that you can write things on, like a game show wheel, all right? And then that game show wheel, you can have topics around the wheel, right? And everybody has to come spin and choose a topic to write about, okay? And then after they finish writing, each student will hand their story to someone else to read aloud, okay? So they'll read the stories aloud to everyone, and then the class can vote on who has the best story or article. Who had the best article? Why was it the best article? And then you talk about it. So what you do is you make it exciting by making it a game where they have to choose articles based on a game show. All right? And then each student writes, and they want to be the best. Why? Because their students, their classmates are going to judge them. They're going to say it's good or bad. And they want to be good, so they'll try. All right? Try that. See how it works. And then you need to also talk with the class about each article. You can go through each article on the board. You can write them on the board. If they're, if it's just a short article, you can put them on the board somehow or on the screen. And then you can talk about each sentence. What is right about this sentence? What is wrong about this sentence? What could be better about this sentence? How can we make this sentence better? And now you're working on writing skills with everybody. And you're making it a group effort, right? So one student might know the answer of how to make this sentence better, but the other student might know the answer of how to make the next sentence better. Okay? Yes, I am a teacher. You lose a bit of confidence when I pause while speaking. Why do you pause? Pauses are usually a very good thing, not a bad thing. People think pauses are a bad thing, but a pause that you do by choice is good. A pause that you do because you're nervous is bad. So, I pause in my words all the time. That's not because I'm not confident. That's because I am confident. All right? But what I would say is, you lose confidence because of the reason you're pausing. You're pausing because you don't feel like you know what to say. You don't have confidence in your words, right? So you need to have more confidence in your words, and then you'll have confidence to speak them. Okay? Words Guys, words are like music, okay? And music, a song can be beautiful if it is sung confidently. But a song can, the same exact song, can be ugly if it is not performed confidently, right? So when you hear a brilliant musician play Fur Elise, right? If it's played well, it's beautiful. If it's played poorly, it's not good. And the reason it's not good is because you're not sure here. You have to be sure here before you can be sure here. If you can make the music in your mind, then you can make the music with your mouth. Okay? Larry, the answer is mustn't he. But I will tell you, Larry, that no one speaks like that. No one, literally not one human being on the planet ever speaks like that. Mr. Green must have been punished for his being rude at the meeting, mustn't he? No. There is not one human being who actually says that. Ever. Okay? Mora, you wanted me to explain what more? Do I have any suggestions about decreasing anxiety and heart rate before a speech or even asking a question in class? Sometimes it happens. Yeah, Mahdi, is what I would say is that nervous feeling becomes powerful and useful if you do it enough. So, every musician or performer, we all know this feeling. Anxiety and a heart rate going fast before you perform, right? We all have felt that. I'm a musician, I perform. I know that feeling very well. But we have to perform. That's why performing is such a beautiful thing, because every musician is nervous to play, but when you decide to have a gig, a show, a performance where people are paying money now to see you, probably, you are on stage, they are expecting you to do something. Well, guess what? That's an amazing motivational tool. That's an amazing motivational tool. So, my answer is how you can become better at that is by doing it more. Go be nervous more. And the more you do it, that nervousness actually becomes excitement. That nervousness actually becomes a feeling of, oh, like you're about to jump off a cliff and do a really great dive. That's the difference, right? A great performance is like you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you're about to do a big dive. But are you going to do a beautiful dive, or are you going to fall and be hurt? If you are not confident when you jump off, you will fall and be hurt. If you are confident when you jump off, you will probably have a great dive. Okay? All right. Please be patient. Hello, potato. But I still get that feeling sometimes. I still get that nervous feeling occasionally when I do a show, but I don't run away from it anymore, and I'm not afraid of it anymore. I embrace it. It's part of performance. Nervousness. You're nervous because you care. You're nervous because you want to do well. Okay? Which one is more important, psychology and the method of learning to succeed in English? Huh? Positive. I think I know what you mean. You should say which one is more important, the psychology of your learning or the method of your learning to succeed in English. And they're both important. You have to have a good psychology, mindset. You have to have a good mindset to learn something. But you also have to have a good method. You can't do both. You have to do both. You can't ignore one. You have to do both. That's what I meant to say. See, look, I make mistakes when I speak occasionally. Words come out and I'm like, wait, that's not the right way. And then I fix it. It's the beauty of words. They can be fixed. Okay? British do that, the negative verb, right? Mustn't he? I know, but honestly, I honestly think even in England, I think that the likelihood is they would not phrase it that way. I think there are so many other ways to phrase it that are more natural that I don't think they would phrase it that way very often. It doesn't come up very often. Those kinds of questions on grammar tests are always hilarious because it's the rare situation that might happen, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You will get through life if you don't know the right answer to that question. How to learn how to do that with the speed of my thoughts. So many ideas are at the same time. Mora. Mora, sometimes I think you need to stop, like I just did, and think. And it's almost like I let the voice come out in my head. I'm listening for the answer. I'm letting my brain find the answer, and then letting the words come. So sometimes you need to stop and think for a minute, and then see if there's a voice in your head that tells you what to say. There is in my head. There might be in yours. Okay? Riyadh wants to know how to solve questions like, what is the tone of this passage? What is the author's purpose in this passage? Those are questions that are asking you if you understand why they wrote this. Why did they write this? What's the purpose of this? What's the tone of this passage? Means, is it angry? Is it educational? Is it jealous? Is it scientific? Is it academic? Is it historical? Is it what feeling does it have when you read it? That's the tone of the passage. Is it accusatory? Is it derogatory? Is it an inquisitory tone? Inquisitive. It's about just what feeling does this give you? That's the tone, right? And then the purpose is, why did they write it? Use your imagination. Why do you think they wrote it? Think about it. Okay? Is it normal for professionals, and do you feel it? Yeah, believe me, it's normal for professionals. Yeah. I think just about everybody, in every professional performer, I think we will all tell you the same thing about stage fright. That's called stage fright, right? That anxiety you feel. It's called performance anxiety or stage fright. And we all know about it. We've all experienced it, and we've all had to learn how to get through it. And we all learn that it's not as scary as you think it is. Stage fright, you know what stage fright is? Let me tell you what stage fright is. Listen. How many of you were scared of monsters when you were a kid? How many of you thought there was a monster under your bed or in the closet? How many of you? But one day, right, some of you probably, I know I did, I used to think there was a monster in my closet or there was a monster under my bed, right, when I was a kid. And then you grow up and realize there is no monster. There is no monster in your closet. There is no monster under your bed. Stage fright is that monster. It does not really exist. It's something that you made up in your head that you are afraid of. Okay? It doesn't really exist. All right? Let's see. How to slow your mind. I don't know, because I never slow down my mind. My mind is always running pretty fast. But I've learned how to, you know, Mora, what I think is you don't need to learn how to slow your mind. You need to learn how to pedal faster. So what I mean is, it's like riding a bicycle. Sometimes if you slow down too much, you'll fall off. But if you speed up more, you can go more smoothly. So maybe, instead of trying to slow your mind down, you need to learn how to keep up with it. And then you'll be able to think more clearly. Okay? So approach the problem differently. Don't try to slow your mind down. Try to speed it up. These call question tags, they're used to check whether something is true or not, or to encourage someone to agree with us. Are you asking a question? Or are you making a statement? I'm not sure I understand. How can you manage your emotions while you're learning English? In what regard? Why are your emotions a problem when you're learning English? And hello, Maria, over there in my YouTube. And I am going to talk to somebody on stage in just a second. So Diego and Jazzy and Lava, give me just one more minute. And I just noticed you guys are waiting. I'm sorry. What emotions are you having? What problem with your emotions are you having while you're learning English? What's the problem? And is it only when you're learning English, or is it when you're learning anything? Okay, let's get somebody on stage. Riyadh, go ahead and try to explain more. Tell me more about your emotions. I mean to feel strong in learning English. Riyadh, you can only feel strong in something when you have experience doing something. Confidence comes with experience, just like wisdom. Wisdom and confidence, they both require time and experience. Okay? If you pass the time with no experience, then you will get no wisdom. Okay? But if you pass the time with experience, you will get wisdom. All right? And confidence. All right. All right. Have I studied psychology? Um, yes and no. My father is a psychologist, and so I've lived with a psychologist most of my life, and yeah, he had a lot of psychology books around the house, and I definitely did read some of them. And I have always approached learning and studying from a psychological point of view. I approach almost everything with a psychological point of view. And sure, it's because my father's a psychologist, so I understood the concept of psychology at a very basic level even when I was a child. Okay? All right, let's talk to Diego first.
Hey Mark,
Hello,
good morning.
Diego. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks. How about you? How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm hoping it won't be too hot, but we'll see. So, what can I do for you today, Diego?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, I was thinking about talking about dreams
Okay.
and okay. What are your thoughts about dreams? And it's mostly because I've been dreaming these days a lot, and even I had a lucid dream, and I wanted to know if you know what a lucid dream is. And also today
Go ahead.
today I had a nightmare.
Oh, okay.
So, I dream about being shot on my chest
Ooh, that's not
sev-
fun.
several times, like bam, bam, bam. And I couldn't do anything. And all of the people I was with, they ran out of the way.
Hmm.
They didn't do anything for me to help me.
That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear
And I
that.
felt very vulnerable in that moment.
I'm sure. Uh, so let's talk about those things first. So first, let's go back to you were talking about what lucid dreams. Was that the first thing you said?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it is.
and yeah, lucid dreaming is like when you're dreaming, but you know you're dreaming. So it's kind of an awareness. It's like an awareness of yourself while you're dreaming.
And you
Um,
can control the dream with your mind.
yeah, some lucid
Yep.
dreaming is just an awareness, and some lucid dreaming, yes, you can actually control what's happening, or you can control the narrative. Um, and yeah, it's a rare thing. They don't happen too often for most people, but it's an interesting experience. It's almost a spiritual experience because it makes you really think about what's real and what's not real. When you're able to assert yourself in a false environment, you're able to make decisions and think about things and have an awareness in a completely non-real reality. Like, that's crazy. That's really, really weird. And then if you're like me, then a long time ago I studied philosophy, and one of the first philosophers I studied was Rene Descartes. And Descartes, he is the guy who came up with the concept. He's the one who came up with the idea that is any of this real? How do we know this is real? Maybe this is not real. This is just like a simulation, and we're all just computer. We're hooked up to a computer somewhere, and all of this is fake. He came up with that in like the 15th century. This idea that maybe there's like a magical wizard or something that's controlling everything, making us believe everything is real, but it's not actually real. And dreams, if you can have reality in a dream which is not real, then that makes you start to consider what is real. How do you know we're not dreaming right now? How do
You
you
know,
know? You know?
the lucid dream I had maybe 2 months ago or something. It was okay. I was near to my house. I was close to my house, and I was talking to a neighbor. You know,
Uh huh.
I was talking to them. I was talking to them. There were several of them, but then something happened, and it is that one of my neighbors, she has a girl, right? and now, um, she has grew older. She's now like around 15, 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was that in the dream she was back, maybe 5, 6 age, 6 years old, and I
Mm-hmm.
realized, and I said, hey, but what's going on? This girl is already a teenager, and why does she look 7 again? you know and that made me realize that I was dreaming.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, okay, this is a dream. And I started, I started telling people, hey, please make way, make way. So I was trying to walk forward,
Mm.
and then suddenly my mother appeared in front of me, you know but I knew it wasn't her.
Hmm.
And I said, I told her, hey mom, please make way, I need to go, I need to walk forward. And what I did after that was that I how can I say it, I made a big jump, upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like at a really high speed rate. It
Mm-hmm.
was almost like a rocket,
Mm-hmm.
straight to the sky. And I couldn't even listen, like the wind, passing over my ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked down, and my whole city looked very tiny, very small down below.
Hmm.
But at that moment, like, for the amount of excitement that I was experiencing, I just woke up.
Hmm.
You know.
So, do you know what I think
Oh, hey,
dreams are?
all my body was vibrating when I
Yeah.
woke up. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was
So-
controlling my dream.
I'll tell you what I think dreams are. I think dreams are play. I think dreams are your mind. Play is critical for the mind. Play. What do I say? When I mean play, what do I mean by play? When life is playful, we are at our best. So, anything that you do playfully, you do well because it's fun. That's the way it works. And your brain, it craves the feeling of play just like any other part of your mind would, your body would. We crave play. And dreams are connected to your imagination, and I feel like that's what they are. It's basically like your brain wants to play and it can't go out into the real world, so it creates a false one for it to play in. And then it is able to explore itself. And that's why it's connected to your actual feelings and your actual life. The things that really do happen to you. Sometimes those feelings that you have, the ones that are carried inside of you, they become part of your dream in some way, right? Like you're feeling like you are lost, so now you're having a dream of falling, or you're feeling that you are, I don't know, alone, so you have a dream of being lost on an island, with nobody around, whatever, right? So they reflect your reality, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
it's just it's a form of play in a way. And then, like I said, then the lucid dreams are those rare moments when somehow our brain is able to kind of connect, to bridge that bridge between reality and dreaming. It happens sometimes. It happens also like when you wake up in the morning, and like for that minute that you're awake, it kind of feels like whatever you were dreaming about was real.
Yeah.
Like that same feeling, like oh wow.
I think it's also because when I was a kid, I always was fantasizing about this idea of flying. Like having the power of flying.
Sure, could be.
It's my how could it be? If I could be to fly, how would it feel? And I was fantasizing about it.
Sure, yeah, it could be.
It's
Yeah,
been-
again, that's what's the beauty of your imagination. Is such a powerful thing. It's such a powerful thing, and it's something that you need to practice. It's something that you need to play with, to work with, to be better at. Guess what? You can improve your imagination. You can, and you should. It's critical. Imagination is one of the most important reasons why humans are still alive. Imagination is what gives us the ability to think about what could go wrong. That's what imagination is. We imagine what could go right, but we also are able to imagine what could go wrong. Many animals are not able to always do that. Some animals can, but there are...
Which ones?
Uh,
I don't know.
Octopuses can solve problems. They think. They can think and solve problems. They can unscrew a jar and pull things out of the jar. And there are some animals that are able to actually think.
Crows are very intelligent.
Yeah, parrots too. You know, there are parrots that can talk and that can ask questions and that they can learn. You know, so there are some animals that are able to think and imagine forward, but not many and not much. But humans are able to imagine anything. It's really
cows. Cows. They can remember where they belong to, where they live.
Right. Yeah, and elephants. Elephants have amazing memories too. You know, we're learning more about that now. Just recently, they used AI to talk to whales. And the AI was able to listen to the whale and try to form some meaning out of the sounds and then repeat the sounds to the whale, and the whale heard it and then spoke back. And they are they're forming communication now using AI. They are trying to translate and figure out how to actually speak whale, which would be amazing because it would be the first opportunity for us. Well, not first. Coco the monkey. Or Coco the gorilla. Sorry, the gorilla. There was a gorilla named Coco who also knew sign language, and he could speak. And there are many videos you can go online. And Robin Williams was one of my favorite actors, and he went to go meet Coco the monkey, and he's talking with Coco the monkey, and they're having a conversation about life, and they're looking at pictures on screens, and it was really amazing. It was really incredible.
Coco the gorilla.
Coco.
I never heard about it.
Yeah, Koko. Koko.
I could do my research.
Yeah, go look at Coco and Robin Williams. There are many, many videos with Coco the gorilla. He or she, I think it's she. She's dead now, but she could speak because they taught her sign language.
Yeah, and Mark, something that I also wanted to talk about was that recently I had a dream in which I went on a date with a girl from South Africa, and in the dream we were speaking English.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, those are good. When you start dreaming in English, or whatever language you're learning, that's when you know you're spending enough time with the language. So if you are dreaming, then you are practicing enough. If you are not dreaming, then you are not.
Yeah, the thing is that I was at the bar, and I was asking for something to the barman, and but I noticed when she spoke that she had an accent, and for some reason I could ask her, "Hey, where are you from?" And she said, "I'm from South Africa." And I said, "Oh, then you speak English?" "Yes, I do." And then when the barman brought what I asked him for, I took it, and then she took what he asked for, and then we started walking together, and we sat down near the place, and it was amazing.
Interesting. Yeah. And then you were talking also about you had a nightmare. The word nightmare is an interesting word. It comes from the word mare, M-A-R-E. It was a word that meant a little devil or a little creature that would sit on your chest, and it would steal your breath while you're sleeping and kill you. That's what a mare was. A mare was this little creature. It was an evil devil spirit creature that would come at night while you were sleeping, and it would sit on your chest, and it would steal the breath from you while you're sleeping. And then the word night and mare were put together to mean the feelings we have when when you wake up and you're scared. They used to believe when you woke up from a nightmare, it was because a mare was on your chest stealing your breath. That's what they believed.
Well, when you mention that creature, I think about the, I don't know the right pronunciation in English, but it's like the gargoyle.
Gargoyles, right? Yeah, it's like, I mean, there are many pictures they used to draw of them that, you know, what they look like. Nobody knows what it looks like because it's not real, but they used to believe that that's why you had bad dreams, because when you're having a bad dream, that's when the nightmare is stealing your breath.
It's this mare
Mhm.
like a gargoyle.
Um, well, nobody really knows because it's not real, so it could
But
look
I don't know,
like
for
a
some
gargoyle.
reason I think about it when you mention it.
Right, because gargoyles are a kind of devilish like imp. An imp, IMP, is a kind of creature, like a devilish creature. Okay,
Yeah.
and gargoyles are famous, right? They made gargoyles famous in Europe, putting them all over the buildings. And there is a lot of mythology behind gargoyles. Like, why do they have gargoyles? What do they believe they are? There's a lot of history behind it. It's very interesting. But a long time ago, they used to have many, many beliefs about many creatures, many, many kinds of creatures, like elves and imps and dwarves and nymphs and all kinds of invisible creatures that lived in the world that you just couldn't see. And many people still believe things like that. Um, like the leprechaun from Ireland,
Leprechaun.
right? A leprechaun is supposed to be an invisible thing, that you can't find him, but he's there. You know, if you see a rainbow and you go to the end of the rainbow, you'll find the leprechaun's pot of gold.
And also the gnomes,
Gnomes, right? Exactly, right. Gnomes and dwarves and all these types of creatures. They used to
Leprechauns.
use. They create. Look, see, this is an example of where we use our imagination to try to explain things. So you don't know why you have a bad dream. You don't know the psychology of the brain. So you create something to explain it. And what did we create? We created the nightmare. It was a little devilish creature that caused you to have bad dreams.
What
Yeah.
about the Hydra?
Right, those are all mythical creatures. The Hydra was a creature that was created to explain why ships would be destroyed. They used to have boats and ships. They'd go out into the ocean, and sometimes, a long time ago, the boats were still good but not great, and they used to get destroyed in bad weather all the time. And to explain that, they used to say there were monsters in the ocean. There were different kinds of monsters in the sea, and the Hydra was a multi-headed kind of a monster that, yeah. There's a lot of. I
I've
studied
seen
a lot of
some
mythology.
games.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I played video games.
Uh,
I saw.
the Minotaur, and there's so many stories about different creatures, and they're interesting to read about. By the way, I think they're very.
And that's what I was about to say. How can I grab this and on the internet to search for it and read a little bit about it? Like, fantastically.
Well, I would say you should start with type in Greek mythology and Norse mythology. Greek mythology and Norse mythology.
Nice. I really feel like I want to read about it now. This
And maybe even Celtic mythology.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, it should be Greek. Yeah, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, and Celtic mythology. All of those three cultures, they have a lot of mythology about many kinds of creatures and things like that.
That will be my homework for this week.
It's fun to read about. It's a lot of fun to read about. When I was a kid, I loved reading stories about mythology. There were so many interesting stories, especially Norse mythology was some of my favorite stuff. But Greek mythology is really great too. Greek mythology gave us many, many words. For example, do you know the word narcissism? Narcissism or narcissistic?
Narcissism.
Yeah, that comes from a Greek story. There's a Greek mythology, a myth about a person named Narcissus. And one day, Narcissus found a pond, a lake. And when Narcissus looked into the lake, Narcissus saw his reflection. and fell in love with himself. And he couldn't look
I'm
away.
sad with him.
Yeah, he couldn't look away from his own reflection, so he couldn't leave. He had to stare back at his own. He couldn't stop looking at him. That's where we get the word narcissist from. And the word echo. Echo also comes from a Greek goddess who was cursed. And Echo was cursed. I think, if I remember right, Zeus, the god of gods, the biggest god, he got mad at her for something. I can't remember what. And he cursed her. So that the curse was, she's never allowed to say anything first. She can only repeat what someone else said. So if you say hello, then she can say hello. And if you say goodbye, then she can say goodbye. And that's where we get the word echo from. Yeah. Yeah, many of our words. Kronos, that's another one. Kronos was the god of time in Greek mythology. That's where we get the word chronology and chronograph and, chronographically. Those words, many of our words come from Greek, and many of them come from Greek myths.
Do you know the Spanish word for schedule?
I don't.
Maybe.
What is it? Maybe I know it.
Chronograma.
Ah, right. Yeah. Chrono. Right. And again, why? Because Spanish comes from where? Latin. And Latin was related to Greek. Latin had a very, very, very close relationship with Greek. Because the Romans really, really admired Greek history and everything.
I had to say, yesterday I downloaded a picture from Your Moments. It was about, I don't remember the word, but it's like things that are called the way they are called because of someone.
Oh, yeah, eponymous. Eponymous words. Yeah, eponymous words are named after people. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it on my gallery, and I will carve out some time to read it, and I think it's pretty interesting. The one I saw was like which one was mesmerizing.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? Can you tell me a little bit about it? So I feel like I'm done with my participation today, and I will go off stage.
Okay, so you want me to explain the word mesmerizing?
Very quickly, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. To mesmerize someone is like casting a spell on them, so now they have to watch you, right? So to be mesmerized is like, wow, I can't look away. It's like magic. I can't look away. I'm mesmerized, right? So maybe somebody is doing something that's so incredible that you're like, I can't look away. I have to look at this. I'm mesmerized by what you're doing. It's amazing. It's like magic, right? And the word mesmerize, let's see. It says bring to a mesmeric state. Let's see. It's a back formation from mesmerism.
Mesmerize.
Let me look at this here. 1 minute. Let me read. So, in France, in 1798, there was a man named Franz Antoine Mesmer, and he was a French guy. And he was oh no, I'm sorry. He was not French, he was Austrian. He was a doctor, a physician, and he had this theory. He had an idea that that animals could project an energy to hypnotize another animal. Like they could somehow make them pay attention to them. Like a magnet. Like you can't
the same
look away.
species? The same species?
Not even just the same species. Between species too, So yeah, that's why they called it animal magnetism and not human magnetism, So that's where the word mesmer comes from. This guy, he was a doctor, and he had a belief that you could hypnotize people to make them focus on you, or animals to make them focus on you, and that was called mesmerization. To mesmerize was it's like hypnotize, but a little different. And like I said, when I think of mesmerize, I think of something that's so incredible that I can't look away. And it's almost like magic. I have to look at it.
Yeah, I think that when you're mesmerized, unlike hypnotized, you can still
That's right.
think by
That's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's
Right.
correct. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Like
it's
yeah.
captivating. That's right. And what does captivating mean? It makes you captive. It holds you. It holds your attention that you can't look away. It holds your attention. It's captive. Right? So, yeah.
Okay, okay, Mark. I think that's it for today.
Okay. It was a pleasure to
thank
talk
so
to you
much.
again, Diego. Come back and see me again sometime. Great questions. And
Or I've been joining to your live stream almost daily.
yeah, I see
Yeah.
it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. And I look forward to talking to you again.
Appreciate it.
Take care, my friend.
Same to you.
Bye bye.
And also, before leaving, sorry,
Mhm.
where's the beverage you're always drinking when you're live stream every day?
Iced coffee.
I thought it was chocolate, but you're
No,
always drinking it.
iced coffee. Iced coffee. Always iced coffee.
Iced coffee.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. In the morning, I need
That way.
coffee for my brain to work. If I don't have coffee, I can't answer questions.
I think you would have fall asleep.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So,
Well,
all right.
Thank you.
All right. Take care,
Take care.
Diego. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, let me check on my YouTube people over there. Okay, good. And let's see who is still here. Mahdi wants to talk to me. I'm sorry, Jazzy, if I took too long. Jazzy, are you still here? Maybe Jazzy had to go. Hello, Mahdi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you. How's it going? Is it everything okay?
Yeah, pretty good. I can't complain. You know, I mean, I
Very
could.
well.
Everybody can complain, but what good does it do? You know?
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. So I thought that you were talking about the heat. Is your city hot these days?
You know, everybody thinks their city is hot, right? But if you've ever been to a place that's hotter, then you know it's not that bad. So my city is pretty hot, but it's not as bad as like my friend Belen in Madrid. It's much worse in Madrid. And I
Oh.
used to live in Taiwan, and the summers in Taiwan are much worse than where I live. I think that the highest temperature we might get this summer might be 36 or 37, you know, C. But usually it's more like around 33 to 35, which is hot, but it's not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're in the same situation. Maybe we are in the 30 centigrade here.
Mm.
Maybe in less, or I think 28 or 32. But I've experienced hotter summers than this.
Mm.
I think it's not that hot until now.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. So that's much. Are you in Tehran, or where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
We're in
so
Tehran,
that's
and,
interesting. I didn't realize
these
that
days
you-
it's not too hot.
I was going to say I didn't realize that's a pretty comfortable temperature. That's a very comfortable temperature. I love that temperature. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sometimes that I check our temperature and our climate change, it's like Missouri state
Okay.
in America.
All right. That's not too far from where I live. That's a little further south.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Ohio, which is
Yeah, exactly.
just a little further north of that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our relatives live in there, and for example, when we have a call, for example, if says it's raining here, after 2 or 3 days, it rains in Tehran.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So,
Yeah.
Mahdi, do you have
I think,
do you have any questions for me or anything I can help you with today?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, but based on prioritizing that, if anybody wants to asking any other question, I want to ask 2 questions. One of them is about lifestyle, and another one is about English.
Okay.
My lifestyle question is about how to make habits and how to change a habit that's that it's intertwined in you. You know, for example, I'm a guy that in English we say old guy. No, opposite of early birds. You know what I say?
A late riser. Late riser.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Late riser. Yes. For example, it's a habit that usually I sleep late, and at first I should say I go to bed late and then I sleep late.
Right. Yeah.
But for example, when I have
you
to
can
work
say
or
you're,
when I have to go to university.
Yeah, you can say you're a late riser, and you can say you're a night owl. A night owl is a person who's usually up late at night, and then they wake up later.
Yeah.
Is a late riser. Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah, exactly. So when we're working, we cannot be a late riser. We have to wake up, whatever it takes.
Okay.
But it's it makes you uncomfortable in the day. Maybe you are easily, for example, tired or frustrated.
Okay. So your question is what exactly? Uh-oh. Did I lose you, Max? What happened? What happened to Moxie? Let's wait a minute. Mahdi, are you there? The screen is frozen. Is it frozen for him or me or both? Oh, it's frozen for both? Okay, interesting. Let me try to refresh and see what happens. Oh, there we go. Hello. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, he's back. Yeah. Okay. So you're asking how can you change your sleeping patterns to be more early? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. My question is more. It's a topic that maybe it's about sleeping, but changing habits.
Okay. All right. Okay. So changing habits is hard because we are creatures of habit. All humans create habits. And the thing is, you can't get away from creating habits. You just have to try to create good ones. Right? So we are going to create a habit no matter what. We are going to. That's what we do. Habits are the way we organize life. Okay? By doing things consistently. It gives us a sense of order, right? So here's what I would tell you, Mahdi. Understanding how to change a habit is about understanding one very, very simple but powerful idea. And that idea is, you are what you do, not what you say you do. You are what you do, not what you say you do. So, if you say you want to be an early riser, that doesn't mean anything. Anybody can say that. But you actually have to do it. And so, this is about managing your disappointment in yourself. Because you want to be better. You want to improve. And then here's the other thing I will say. Mahdi, I'm a night person. I'm a night owl. I'm a musician. I used to go to bed at 5 a.m. I would perform in bars from 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. And by the time I came home, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I go to bed at 4:30, 5 in the morning, and then I wake up at like 1 in the afternoon. That was my life for a long time. But now, I have to wake up early every day. Why? Because life changed, and now I have different things that are important to me. So, when I was a musician and that was my main job, I mean, I'm still a musician, but when I performed all the time, that was what was important to me, so that's what I did. So, Mahdi, a lot of this is about making it important enough for you to care. You know, when somebody else tells you to get up and wake up early, it's hard. But when you find a reason to tell yourself, it's a lot easier. Do you understand? You know, when
Yeah, exactly. That's
when
a
somebody
very
else
good.
when somebody else says you've got to get up tomorrow, you must do it. Okay, but if you tell yourself I have to get up tomorrow because I have something that I care about, it. It's for me. So of course you're going to wake up because you care. It's your deal. It's what you want to do, right? So what I would say is you are what you do, not what you say. And also find a reason to care about it. That's yours. It has to be for you, not for someone else. Okay?
Yeah, that was two good suggestions and consolations. Thank you very much. And so it can be done for every habit changing, yeah? For example, in studying, in working out, or everybody
Yeah.
else, anybody else.
Yeah, it can. You know, habits are about caring about what you do. And let me give you one more way to think about it. Another way that I like to think about it this way. There's a game I used to play when I was a kid, and it was called Dungeons and Dragons. And it's a game, it's called a role-playing game, right? It's where you're a character, and you're a fighter, or you're a wizard, or you're a whatever, and you have to fight monsters, and you have to learn things, and you have to grow, and you have to improve, and you have to get better. I like to treat my life like that, the same way as this game. Character development. I'm a character. I'm in the game, and I have to develop myself. So you have to develop good skills. You have to develop good habits. You have to develop good characteristics and traits. Right? So, you know, we were talking about how we don't know what's real and what's not real, right? Maybe this is all not real. We don't
exactly.
know, right? Well, if that's true, then maybe you should treat it like a video game, just like a video game. And when you play a video game, you do two things. You try to win, and you try to develop your character. Because you know that the more you develop your character, the more likely you will win. The same thing is true in life. The more you develop your character, the more likely you will win.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's the same thing. You have to develop your character, develop your sense of self, create good habits, and get rid of bad ones. And remember that you're a character, and you're whatever you make yourself. You know, and then you have to also remember again, you are not what you say, you are what you do. So if you say, I'm a wizard, you're not, unless you do that. If you say, I'm a knight, you're not, unless you do that. If you say, I'm organized, you're not, unless you do that. If you say, I'm a hard worker, you're not, unless you do that.
Yeah. Maybe the best advice is not to listen just to advices and doing it.
Yeah, right. It's easy to say it. That's why in English we have a saying, talk is cheap. That's what we say in English. Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
Anyone can say something. Talk is cheap. Doing is different. We also say you can't just talk the talk. You have to walk the walk.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you can't just talk the talk. You have to walk the walk. Okay? You can't just talk the talk, everybody. You have to walk the walk.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one. Yeah.
Yeah. These are not mine. These are things I grew up hearing. Like this is just this is just wisdom of the world. This is wisdom of the world.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap. You are not what you do, what you say. You are what you do. And then character development, just like a video game. Treat life the same way. Develop your character. Make your character stronger. Make your character better. Improve your intelligence. Improve your wisdom. Improve your dexterity. Improve your strength. Improve your wisdom. Improve all of the characteristics of who you are.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That was a good one. I hope everybody has used these advice of yours.
I hope
Awesome.
so. Advice is
And-
something that's good when you need it, but life, sometimes the words that you hear now are not going to make a difference now, but they might later.
Yeah. Exactly. So, can I ask my English vocabulary question?
Of course.
There's an expression in English that says, for example, I'm into something. How does it how does it mean? For example, I'm into playing some games. Why does it mean I like it or I love it? One of my friends sometimes someday asked me that
Okay.
to be into. Why
Alright.
does it mean to love something?
Okay. I think I can explain this more easily because there is another word we used to use. We still use it sometimes. I use it. I like this word. It's a musician word. I dig it. If you dig something.
I dig it. Oh.
Yeah, if you dig something, it means you like it. And what does that mean? I dig it. So if you dig something, that means you're going down deeper. You're going down. You want to go deeper. You're digging it. Oh, I dig it means I want to get down deeper. I want to know more. I want to hear more. I want to understand more. I dig it. But if you say I'm into it, it's the same. Like when you dig, you're going down into it. So if you say I'm into something, it's like you're jumping into a pool of that thing. I'm into it. I'm into swimming.
Or you're digging that hole and
Yeah,
you're in the hole.
That's
for
right.
example.
Yeah, you're digging your way to that thing, right? Yeah, towards that thing. That's what drives you. So when you say I'm into it, it's like you're saying I'm interested in it. That's it. Okay, that's all. It's just about being interested
Yeah.
in it. Okay?
Yeah, that's very
Yeah, that's a musician term.
beautiful.
I dig it.
Yeah.
We still say that all the time. Musicians, we use that term all the time. Like, I do. If my friends, maybe my friend plays a new song for me, and they'll say, what do you think? I'll say, I dig it. It's good. I dig it. I like it. It's good. And you won't say you dig something unless you want to know more. When you dig something, you want to know more. You want to hear more. You want to understand more. So you want to get deeper. Okay? It's a slang term. I dig it. People will think you're a musician if you use this phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good term. It's a musician's term. Yeah. So, Mahdi, those were two good questions. I like those questions. So I appreciate you coming on my stage to ask them. And
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, a couple of guys called me in the whole talking, so that's why I sometimes had some glitch and I was frozen.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. It's all right. It happens. No worries. Yeah. That's
Okay. So whoever wants to be the next guy,
Okay.
I will say hello to him, and I will say goodbye to you.
Okay.
That was a very good day for me and good advice, and made my day. Have
Thank
a good
you.
day.
Thank you, my friend. Take care, my friend. I'll see you next time, okay?
Yeah. See you.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see. Abu Bakar, I have time to talk to you for a few minutes. Hello, Abu Bakar. How are you? Assalamu alaikum.
I'm fine. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, and you are
Yeah, Muslim,
in Egypt? In where? in Cairo?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm now in Cairo.
Okay, all right. And what can I do for you today? How can I help you?
I want to improve myself at speaking English because I speak English badly.
Okay. So tell me why. What's the problem?
Well, I I don't have good skills at
Okay.
speaking.
Okay. Uh, so, um, how do you practice? Let's start with that. What do you do to practice or study?
Practice,
Mhm.
practice, and I practice every day studying English
Okay.
on the application called Duolingo.
Okay. That's pretty good. All right. So, let me ask you a question, Abu Bakar. A very simple question. If you're a general, I make you a general. You're the leader, right? You're the boss in the army, right? And you have to go
Leader.
fight. Yeah, you're the general, right? That's the general's the leader, right? And you have to
I see.
fight. You have to fight a battle. You have to send your army into battle. Okay? Now, shouldn't you have a battle plan? You should have a battle plan, right? If you're going to fight, then you need
What?
a plan. You need
Fight.
yeah, if you're going to fight, you need a plan, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if you're going to study, studying is like a fight, and you need a good plan.
I understand.
If you're trying to study
You- you-
something
you-
without a plan, you will not win. You need a plan. So Duolingo is okay. That's one little thing. But you need a plan to study reading. You need a plan to study writing, listening, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and thinking in English. There are eight different things that you need a plan for.
Eight.
Yeah. So when you tell me
Uh,
how
I
can I
understand you.
improve, I tell you you need a plan. If you want to win a fight, you need a plan.
Yeah.
Okay? And studying is like a
Right.
fight. You need a plan. Many
I
people,
understand.
when they study, most people, when they study, they have no plan. They have no plan. They think that they just need to spend time doing it. No, you don't need only time. You do need time. You have to use time. But you need organized time. You need focused time. So you need to have this much time to study this much time to study this much time to study this. You need a plan. Okay? You have to organize your learning more.
I
Okay?
need a plan every day to improve
Yes.
myself.
That's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay? And
If I want to do, yeah,
Uh-huh.
you can. What you want?
Mena said, tell us about that plan. Well, follow me here every day. If you follow me on Hello Talk, then you'll hear about my plan. I have 82,000 followers here on Hello Talk, and they all ask me questions about English. So every day I am here, almost every day I'm here, and I'm answering questions about how to make a good plan. I tell you how to study reading and writing and listening and speaking and thinking and grammar and vocabulary, all of it. So if you follow me here regularly, you will hear. So here, you guys can go to my link tree. Here's my link tree. Go to that link that I just put in the chat, and you can find my website, you can find my YouTube, and you can find my podcast. Okay? And then you'll
Someone says he don't have time.
Well, that's not my problem. Guess what? People who want something make time. People who want something make time. So guess what? I am busy too. Everyone is busy in life. But you can still learn if you find a different way to learn. You have to make Your lifestyle. Your lifestyle has to be part of your learning. So, Abu Bakr, if I go to
What you want?
if I go to the grocery store, if I go to the store to buy food,
Yeah.
if I go to the store to buy food,
Food.
when I do it and I think in Chinese because I'm learning Chinese. So the whole time, the entire time I'm at the store and I'm buying food that I need to buy, but I'm doing it in Chinese so that I can practice my Chinese. Am I wasting time studying? No, I'm living my life. If I watch TV, if I make dinner or breakfast or lunch, I do it and I think in Chinese. So you can do the same thing. But when you make breakfast, think in English. When you watch TV, think in English. When you go to the store, think in English. Now you have time. Now you have time.
I understand.
Yeah, you have to find a way to make your life learning. Make your life learning. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for me, Abu Bakr?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay,
Sorry, 1 minute.
that's okay. Everybody's busy, guys. Everyone is busy, but you still have to learn. Learning is your responsibility as a human. It is your responsibility to learn every day that you can, every minute that you can. It is your responsibility, it's your duty as a human to continue to learn and grow. And you can. You just have to find a way to make life learning. Okay?
All excuses are false. Who want to scam?
What's this?
If someone wanted to do some, if someone wanted to do something, he can.
Yeah, if someone wants to do something, they can. Yeah, that's what in English we say, put your mind to it. Put your mind to it. Or we say, if you care, you'll find a way. If you care, if it matters to you, you'll find a way. That's the way it works. We always find a way to do the things we care about. We always find a way to do the things we care about.
Yeah.
Okay, so make it something you care about. All right?
What is this name?
You can call those earbuds. Earbuds.
Earbuds.
Yeah, B-U-D-S.
Earbuds.
B-U-D-S. Buds. Yeah.
And the thing opposite you called the speaker.
This one?
Oh,
This is called a microphone.
microphone.
Yeah, that's a microphone.
Microphone.
hmm
In Arabic, he called the same. In Arabic,
That's right.
microphone.
That's
also.
right, because those are called borrow words. Every language has borrow words, where you take a word from another language and you add it to our language. So, for example, guess what? The word alcohol, it comes from Arabic. Yeah,
Again,
alcohol. Alcohol. Like drinking alcohol, it actually is an Arabic word. It comes from the word al-kul.
alcohol.
Al-kul, al-kul. It's the Egyptian women and they used to put the makeup on. Al-kul. It was this.
I understand.
Yeah.
The same
right.
word. The same word.
Right. So that word comes from Arabic, but it's in English, right? And the word shampoo. Shampoo comes from Hindi.
Shampoo.
And the word
Same.
the word kindergarten comes from German. And the word restaurant comes from French.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
English comes from many languages.
And also lemon. Lemon.
yeah, lemon also
Lemon
from
in
Arabic.
Arabic
That's right.
means
Yeah.
laymoon.
That's right. Yeah, there are many Arabic words and Persian words too. Many Persian words, many Arabic words in English. Yeah.
And balcony, same.
Yeah, that's right.
Balcony.
Yeah. Caravan comes from Arabic and Persian. Let's see. Algebra, algorithm, those also come from Arabic, you know. So yeah, there are many words that come from many languages, and Arabic is one of them. Yeah. All languages do that. Like in Japanese. In Japanese, the word for milk, they say milku. Milku. It sounds just like milk. It's just like the word milk. And in Chinese they say for the word sofa, like a couch in your living room, sofa. They say shafa means sofa. Yeah. So
Germany.
German and two.
Germany. Milk,
Milch. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Milk. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's what's so interesting about languages. You know?
What?
That's what's so interesting about languages is how they're related. You know, they're all related, and we don't realize they're related.
Yeah, I know some words from Germany, like Freut pleased to meet you.
Yeah, that's right. Right? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good for you.
And sorry, Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung, yeah, that's right, Entschuldigung. Mm-hmm. I studied German a long time ago. I still remember a little bit, but anyway, Abu Bakr, it was really nice to talk to you, but I do need to go. Please come back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
To meet you.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, my friend. Yeah, come back and see me again sometime, okay?
Bye.
All right, take care, my friend. Bye-bye. Okay. How do I remember all that? All what? How do I remember all what? But I'm not sure what you're asking about what I'm remembering. Where there is a will, there is a way. That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. Do I give lessons? I do. If you go to my website, you can sign up for lessons. It's not free, though. Of course, it's not free. You're getting free lessons now. But if you want private lessons, not free. Sorry, it's my job. I have to eat. You found that the logical expression relationship in English only requires memorizing vocabulary, word tenses, and practicing speaking accent. Okay. And what? All languages require what you just said. They all require memorizing vocabulary and tenses and speaking and accent and things like that, you know? That's the nature of all languages. Okay, how to learn vocabulary. Come back and see me again on Monday and I'll tell you, because that's a big question. But I have many answers for that. Okay, there are many ways to learn vocabulary, but you're probably not doing them. Okay, how do I feel about living with a psychologist? I love my dad. Of course I love my dad. He's great. He's an amazing man. It's challenging at times because sometimes it is frustrating because he's a psychologist and that things are too analyzed, or sometimes it's frustrating because he's a psychologist and I think there are times when he doesn't want to analyze anything when maybe it needs to be. You know, like he's a person, he's a human being, and sometimes he just wants to be, right? But there are times when, because it's his job, I think that sometimes it's challenging to be a parent, because as a parent, sometimes you need to use psychology to understand your children better. But maybe you're too tired if that's your job. You've already used all that and everybody else. And so occasionally there have been times when I felt a little bit like that. But that's, again, everybody has challenges with whatever parent they have, you know? But on the whole, I will say that it's great having a father who's a psychologist because they want to discuss things. They want to talk about things. That's a good thing, I think. Okay? All right, I need to go, but it was a pleasure to be here, and I will be back on Monday. So come back and see me again. Follow me here. If you want to follow me, go to my website. You can go to my website, you can follow my YouTube, and you can follow my podcast. And if you really want to improve your English, all you have to do is go watch some of my videos. I have thousands of answers on there. Answers about everything. Whatever question you have, somebody else has already asked me that question, and I have already answered it. You just have to go watch the videos. Okay? Carlos, hello Carlos. You were at the airport, you were talking with some guy from Michigan, he told me local people are known as Desi. Yeah, that's occasionally used, that word. You know, it's a word that refers to people from the Middle East, like Desis. It means Middle Eastern. I don't think it's derogatory. I could be wrong, but I have never heard it used in that kind of a way. The way I've heard it used is just more of a Middle Eastern, to describe Middle Eastern people. Desis, that's it. Like desert people. Okay? It's actually a stupid thing to say because it's not all desert, of course, but I don't even know who came up with that. I'm not sure. But okay, guys, I have to go. But I will see you guys next time, okay? Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening. Bye-bye.